think I'm back. This is nuts. My internet connection has been terrible. Thank you guys so much for your patience. For those of you that have been watching this, so I really appreciate all of your patience. So while you're watching, we just kind of started to go over goals and everything. So I'm getting all my chat windows open so I can see, no matter where you're watching from, I'll be able to see exactly who's chatting and commenting. So feel free to go ahead and type in the chat if you, let's see, why isn't this showing up? Okay, there we go. If you have any questions, and I'm going to toggle back and forth. Oh, actually, for some reason, I'm not logged into Facebook on this, so that's not going to work either. Okay, anyway, hey there. So let me know if you have questions, and I'm gonna get to them. I might not see them until after the live is over. Or actually, Corey, if you're watching, if you can just text me any questions to my phone, that would be awesome. And then that way I can let's turn off do not disturb. And then that way I can answer those questions live because I can't see them on this laptop. Okay, I also want to share my screen so you guys can see this. Oh, for goodness sakes. Now I have to figure out how to do this on my... Anybody know how to share a screen on a Mac? Technology does not like me today. And now it won't let me click on anything. Good Lord. Oh, okay. I think it's going to work now. There we go. Let's see if it's working. Yes. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? This is fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to go over our presentation today, and I want to answer all of your questions. It can be about anything. It doesn't have to be just about what I'm showing you, but about anything. So we started working on goals. So I'm just going to start right from the top here and start with some goals and everything, and start with our mission statement. So here at the Bookkeeper Academy, our mission is to empower people to become financially independent without sacrificing connectivity with their families by offering the education and framework to launch their own bookkeeping business from home. So that is our mission. If you know anybody that could really benefit from this, please tag them so they can see this presentation too. Would really appreciate that. So what I'd like to do is talk about goals here. What goals do you have? I want to help you map these out. If you already watched part of this in the beginning, you may have already written this down. And if you did, please share those goals with us. Type them in the chat. We're going to go over 3 different types of goals: financial goals, time goals, and location goals. So let's dive into the financial goals. So in terms of financial goals, I want you to put this in order of bare minimum is number 1, comfortable and content goal, and where you're worry-free, and then a wow goal. So to dive in and be more specific about that, what is the bare minimum you would need to make in your business to cover your family's expenses for each month? So I'm talking groceries, gas, and being able to make all of your monthly commitments on time. So is a ballpark number, what is that? If you can drop it in the chat, great. Is it 3,000, 5,000, 2,000? What is it? What's that ballpark number? So take a second to figure that out. And then from there, think about ideal. What would be ideal for you in terms of not having to worry about budgeting every penny, not having to worry about checking grocery prices, or if you decide you want to go out to dinner and take the whole family to dinner on a whim, that you don't even have to worry because you don't need to budget so strictly. So what would that monthly amount be for your family? Is it $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 a month? What would that look like? So take a second to think about that, drop it in the chat. And then the next goal is your wow goal. So this goal would be like basically how much money would you want to be bringing in every month that would allow you the ability to start reaching some of your financial goals and bucket list items that you have for yourself and your family. So, could be lots of different things, Disneyland vacations, traveling overseas. It could be buying a new house, upgrading your car, putting your kids in private school, traveling sports, anything like that. So, how much money do you think you would need to make to be able to do those kinds of things? So, think of those three goal numbers, type them in the chat. Let me show you how to map these out. So your bookkeeping business can help you actually achieve those goals. The second thing I want to talk about is time goals. So having time freedom is just as important as having financial freedom because time is a very, very valuable resource that's limited. You don't have an unlimited amount of time. So, how much do you currently work right now per week? Factor in your commute, factor in every minute of the day that you are outside of the home dedicated to work. Or if you already work from home, how many minutes during the day do you focus on work? Is it 45 hours a week, 50, 60? I've talked to people that are working 70 hours a week for one, measly full-time paycheck. So, what is that for you? What's your current work week right now? Total hours that you're at your job. And then I want you to compare that right next to it in a perfect scenario with your business. What would you want your daily schedule to be like? How many hours per day or per week do you prefer to work? And do you have a preference on the time of day you would want to work or how you would like to structure your day? So think about that and comment that in the chat as well. I want to hear what your goals are there for your time because it's very important. Okay, once you have that, location goals are also important. This is something that most people don't have the luxury of having even options with location until they start a business like this. So, how many of you want location freedom? Type location in the chat if you are somebody that desires mostly location freedom. You want to be able to travel. You want to be able to visit family. You want to be able to move if you want to. And how many of you can't do that because of the restrictions that you have with your current job? So, location freedom is something that I see a lot of people are striving for, and something that you can accomplish very quickly. Okay, and then there's additional goals. Any other big goals that you have for yourself? Debt payoff, buying a house, investing, creating passive income, things like that. So I'd love to know what those are for you guys. If you can comment below and share those things, your additional goals that you want to accomplish. And while you're thinking of that, while you're typing that in the chat, I want to help you dive in and learn how you can follow our roadmap in our Bookkeeper Academy program to actually achieve all of your goals, all of these goals. So I'm going to go over all of this. It's a lot of great information. So I highly suggest that you jot down notes. I will probably answer all your questions throughout this entire call, but you're welcome to ask questions through the chat, commenting down below, or just writing them on a piece of paper. And you can also book a call with our team to get all of your questions answered as well. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to go over is the average time it takes our students to reach various levels of consistent, reoccurring, and dependable monthly income in their bookkeeping business. There are several ways you can earn additional money in your business, but those other ways like cleanup jobs, commission income, partner affiliate income, etc., those are not something that is consistent, and they also can vary from client to client and from student to student. So I want to keep this super conservative and paint a realistic picture of what time frame you can expect with having this consistent income that you can count on for every month into the future. Even if you didn't add another single client to your business once you reach your goal, this monthly income is dependable from month to month. So what we typically see from our students is that they add an additional $1,000 of monthly income to their business for every month they are in business. So if you want to make, let's say you want to make $4,000 per month, then it usually takes about 4 months to get there. So, what is it right now? We're starting March. So, by July 1st, you could be at $4,000 a month if you start now. But what's really cool about starting in March is that it's the peak of tax season, and businesses can't file their taxes if they don't have their bookkeeping done. So businesses are out there scrambling left and right and looking for people to help them get caught up on their bookkeeping. So in March, this is the highest month of opportunity for our students to get bookkeeping clients. So it's highly likely that you'll blow past that goal of making $4,000 per month in reoccurring revenue well before July 1st. So if you're looking to have a really awesome summer with your kids and your family, and you don't want to have to worry about money, and you want to quit your job and have time freedom and flexibility so you guys can have a really awesome summer, you have to start today. You have to start today. So let me know, comment below if that's your plan. Are you going to start today? What's your timeline? So, the next thing I always like to go over too, people ask me a lot. So, when you're making a certain amount of money, how many clients do you need? So, I want to share here with you the average number of clients that we typically see from our students. So, take a look at your goals. What was your first goal? Maybe your bare minimum goal was like 3,000. You only need 6 super small clients to make that $3,000 range. Maybe your comfortable goal is 5,000, then you'd only need 10. Only 10 businesses to help and you'd reach your goal. And then maybe your wow goal is $10,000 and that means you only need about 20 clients. That's it. And this is assuming that every client you get is rather small. So there's actually a range to this. A lot of our students get somewhat larger clients, and that would mean you just need less clients to reach your income goals. So, for example, Kim got a new client in December that's paying her $2,200 per month. So, instead of 4 clients at the first milestone, she only needed 1. So, you can kind of get an idea of the range. When I had my bookkeeping business, I was making $21,000 per month, and I only had 33 clients instead of the approximate 40 that I have listed here. So, that kind of gives you a feel for what the typical range is. When I talk about these level of clients, write down how many clients based on this chart that you think you're going to need. And I'll show you on the next slide what that will look like for you and how possible it is to get those clients. So take a quick second to jot down how many clients that you think you're going to need based on your 3 goals that you have. Okay. So now I just kind of want to dive into this chart. This chart here shows you how many potential clients there are out there in the US. This is based on the US. We do also help students in Canada and the UK, but this is a chart based on the US. So this picture shows there were 33.2 million businesses in existence in 2022. And as you can see on this chart, over the last 5, 6 years, it grew steadily every year. So, in fact, there's actually 500,000 small businesses that start up every single month. And bookkeepers and CPAs are retiring in droves with no one to replace them because there's been a pretty big decline in people interested in getting accounting degrees. So there are clients literally everywhere you turn, and there will never be a shortage of potential clients for you. Tons of fish in the sea. Never enough bookkeepers out there to help everyone. It also helps that bookkeeping is a required service and not a luxury item that you have to try and convince someone to purchase. All these business owners know that they need it, and they're mostly already convinced of the value of bookkeeping. So, finding and also securing and getting clients is really relatively easy. And of course, we walk you through exactly how to find clients, and I'll show you all about that on an upcoming slide here. But out of 33.2 million businesses, you only need maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 to make an amazing income for your family. I like those odds. What do you guys think? Do you like those odds? All right. And this is my favorite slide of the entire presentation. So here is the expected time commitment you need to make to complete the bookkeeping work for these clients at various income levels. So, for example, let's say your first goal was, oh, let's say $3,000 per month. That's your bare minimum goal. You actually only have to work about 6 hours per week. So, how many hours did you write down right now that you're working? If you're working 45, 50, 60 hours a week that you're dedicating to your full time job, and now you only have to work 6 to make your bare minimum goal, or maybe you want to make $5,000 a month, that's 10 hours a week. Most people that I talk to are making anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per month, and they're working 40 to 50 hours a week. So when you start your business, you're going to get so much time back, it's ridiculous. So imagine that for a minute. If you had all that time back, you can spend it with your family, you can pick up a hobby, you can just frankly enjoy life more and be able to even reinvest some of that extra time back into your business so you can hit goal number 2 and goal number 3 and start knocking some of those items from your bucket list. So, even at like a wow goal of like $10,000 per month, you still only need to work about 20 hours a week doing the bookkeeping work. But what's even better about that is you can work those hours whenever and however you want. You can work in the morning before the kids wake up. You can work late at night. You can work on the weekends. You can have a big full day on Mondays and take the rest of the week off. It is totally flexible and totally up to you. And you can even change your schedule from week to week. You don't even have to set hours. It's amazingly flexible for you guys. So, this is a part of my presentation that a lot of people tell me this seems too good to be true. So, let me break it down and explain how does this high money, low time business work? So, I want to break this down and if you guys have any thoughts, any questions, anything that you want to talk about, please comment and I will answer your questions. I know we have a lot of people watching here and I'm not seeing very many chats. So tell me what you guys think. Okay. So the first thing, there are a few key pillars that make these results possible. And the first and most important step is proper quoting process. So obviously understanding how to charge, make sure you're not undercharging or undervaluing your services. This is an important skill to develop. There are a lot of factors that go into quoting. And in our Bookkeeper Academy, we help you get crystal clear on exactly what to charge a potential client. We even go over every single quote that our students have so they feel 100% confident the prices they are charging are right in line with the results that I'm sharing here and the results that they want to get for their business and their family. It's really important to follow the quoting process that we have outlined for our bookkeepers so we can build a business that gives you the freedom you need. And you want to avoid creating another job for yourself. That's not what we want here. I talk to people all the time on calls who, have some bookkeeping experience, maybe even have a business started, but they're working way too much because they haven't developed the skill of how to properly quote. And we can help you with that in the academy, even if you do have an existing business started or you have some bookkeeping and accounting background. It's very important you get this down. The second important piece to this is proper and efficient workflow. So we work with you to streamline how you work with each individual client. So that way you are not doing things that are unnecessary or really busy work. And you are only doing the things that your client is going to need and get the most value from. Okay, I think we have a couple of questions here. Great. Ashley says she wants to make 5 to 10,000 a month. no specific amount of time, just would like to remain available for my kids and family. I want to be able to work anywhere. I absolutely love that. Yes, because you can do that. The great thing about having this business is you've got full flexibility to be there for your kids. If you're in the middle of your work session, like let's say you say, okay, from like, 8 to 10 a.m., I'm going to do my bookkeeping work, but your kids are awake and they want you to do something, make breakfast. I don't know. You can just stop what you're doing and go take care of them and come back. A lot of times I just had my laptop up on the counter when the kids were hanging out in the living room or playing outside. I could do a little work while I got my eye on them, right? Um, I several times I moved my office. It's kind of a joke in my family because my husband has moved my office probably 7,000 times. And sometimes I want to be in the middle of the living room and I want all of my office set up right in the living room so I can be around everybody. And then other times I need it quiet so that I move my office into my bedroom or whatever. But it's really nice to be able to do that. Um, so Ashley says she's ready to dive in. Oh, okay, Ashley, yes, you got to get back into our academy. We'd love to help you with that. Um, Corey will definitely be reaching out to give you more info on that. So 20 clients. Hey, we've been texting. Hey, um, 20 clients, 10 clients. Okay. Oh gosh, you work 55 hours a week right now, Aya. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is going to be huge for you to be able to have some more time freedom back. I love it. I can't wait to help you guys reach these goals. Just so you know, I'm going to be doing my first podcast interview tonight. So that's going to be dropping probably in the next week or so for one of our students. And I'll show you who that is here shortly. But um, so anyway, yes. So we talked about efficient workflow, streamlining everything, making sure this is how you're going to make sure that you're getting over $100 an hour when you're working with your clients. We do teach you how to price your services in a fixed price package, so that way the what is it? I got distracted because someone said they just signed up for the academy. Yay! So excited. Um, so um, Okay, we have you quote in fixed price packages so that we can help you streamline it. It's into a fixed price that business owners can easily afford because it's loosely based on how big they are, how much revenue they bring in. So we know they can afford it. We don't tell them how long it takes you to do the work. So they have no idea that you're making over $100 an hour doing this. But that's what ends up happening because we help you streamline it with this efficient workflow process. And lastly, and one of the most important parts is that we are going to help you build this business with the end in mind. So, a lot of times when people start businesses, they have no idea what it could look like. And they don't know what to look out for down the road because they're only focusing on the now. But we have done this long enough that we know what the end should look like for you. We know what it should look like down the road. So we're going to help you build the business with the end in mind from day one. And it's going to be really valuable for you to have that support and help and help you set that solid foundation. So there's two key pillars on how we help you build with the end in mind. The first one is setting you up for success in case you ever one day want to hire employees for your business. So even if that's something that's really far out, maybe 2, 3 years down the road, just depending on your goals, maybe it's 6 months down the road. But there may come a time where this looks attractive to you. And we want you to have the proper quoting and the proper workflow in place that your business can sustain hiring full-time employees and still have profit left over for you. Okay, so it's really important that we start this from day one. And leading up to having an employee, you're just going to benefit double whammy on that profit. But we want you to have a very profitable business, even if you hire people full time. So if you take a look at this slide again, you'll see that a full-time employee that works 40 hours a week can handle doing the workload for clients that total $20,000 per month. The going rate for a bookkeeper or a really good staff accountant as a full-time employee is around $5,000 a month. So you're actually going to still be able to make a $15,000 monthly profit for every full-time employee that you hire for your team. So even as you hire multiple team members, you're still going to have a very healthy profit margin, very nice monthly income, and still be able to maintain the schedule and work-life balance that you desire. So, as you're doing that, we also show you in our mastermind program how to take those employees and give them a plan to success. So, helping them be able to reach their financial goals, working with you. Isn't that awesome? Christine says, I need to make at least $3,000 each month to replace my current income. Would love to see more so we can afford a vacation and pay off debt faster. Absolutely. But urgency is there because my maternity leave is about to end and I cannot find childcare for her. 1,000%. And Christine, you are so, so lucky because this is the best time to get started. If you only need $3,000 per month, you could literally get that this month. You could potentially get a new client that would actually pay for like 3 to 4 months of your $3,000 a month that you need by getting a cleanup job right now. Jen, I don't know if Jen's still on here. I saw that they were tagged. They She just got a new client that paid her as over $11,000 for a cleanup job. That's like almost 4 months. You'd be set for 4 months, Christine, even if you only got that one client. So it's really important to get started now and get some traction going because tax season is perfect. This is perfect to have some quick wins so you don't have to put that baby in daycare if you don't want to. So, okay. Lastly, we also want you to build this business from day one with potential future plans to sell it. Even if that's something, not something that you think you'd ever do in 5, 10, 20 years down the road, you may get in a situation where it makes sense to sell your bookkeeping business. So if you set them up the way we teach you in our Bookkeeper Academy, you can get anywhere from 1 to 2 times your annual revenue as a selling price. So, for example, if you have a business where you're making, let's say, $200,000 per year, you can actually sell your business for a straight $200,000. If you have a business that's bigger, where you're making around maybe $1 million per year, you could potentially sell it for 2 million. These businesses are really attractive to potential buyers or investors because of the number one, consistent, dependable, reoccurring income that we show you how to set up from day one, and the high profit margin even after building a team. So, the owner or the CEO, which would be you in this scenario, isn't necessarily needed to run the business in order for it to still be wildly profitable. And that's what investors love. So, we're going to help you build the business with this in mind from day one. Now, what we work on really heavily in our mastermind program is helping the owner or the CEO, get out of the business so it actually does run without you. That's a whole different skill set that we help with. I just got back from Jamaica with one of my students named Kaylee, and she's been working with me for the last couple of years on scaling her business, pulling herself out of it. She got to take an entire 7 days off in Jamaica while her team ran the entire business. I don't think she worked at all, other than just asking me a million questions so she knew what to do. And she goes back to be able to keep scaling her business. So she made over $370,000 last year. And she thinks she'll make 500 this year, but I think it's going to be more. Kaylee had no prior bookkeeping or accounting experience either, and she's only 26. So pretty exciting stuff there. But that's what we work on. So now one thing I haven't really dug into yet, other than mentioning to Christine what her, opportunities would be if she got a new client right now, but I wanted to dive into back work and cleanup opportunities that you have. So 9 times out of 10, when you get a new client, they have not done their bookkeeping for months or even years in the past. And that's why they are looking for bookkeeping services. This is another income opportunity that you have, but it's a little harder to predict. So I didn't want to include it on the slide, showing your reoccurring income potential because it's different. But here are some recent examples of students and what they were able to accomplish with their new client cleanup jobs. And these are very, very common. Okay. I want to just tell you guys these are very common. Okay. Kim joined our academy on October 17th. She landed her first client 6 weeks after starting our Bookkeeper Academy and launching her business. So, just 6 weeks after she got her first client. This client was a larger company, so she was actually able to charge $2,200 a month. I mentioned her earlier when we were talking about how many clients you would need. Um, um, so she is charging them $2,200 a month. And then once Kim started to dig into her clients' books, we helped her realize that the previous bookkeeper did not do the previous months of 2022 bookkeeping correctly. So she was able to present those findings to her client and propose a $9,000 cleanup job that we helped her quote. Her client ended up giving her the go ahead and just asked her to take it out of his account. So on December 16th of 2022, just after 2 months, less than 8 weeks after joining the academy, she was able to make over $11,000 in her bookkeeping business. So she was right on track at the $2,000 per month mark at her 2 months into her business, but she actually made $11,000 in her second month. And this is something, Christine, especially, or anybody that needs some quick money, quick wins, this is exactly how you can do that, how you can get that and not have to go back from maternity leave. So Alicia here joined our academy on November 18th. She spent 3 weeks getting her business set up and ready to go, and then launched her marketing plan and got her first client on December 15th. So this actually happened within 4 days of marketing her business. So she got her first client in 4 days, but also the first client before the end of her first month in business and in the academy. This client was a medium-sized client, so she was able to charge about $1,500 per month going forward, and they were behind 2 years in their bookkeeping, so she charged an upfront fee of $6,000 to get them caught up. So again, she was right in line with our typical expectations from most of our students of approximately $1,000 per month for every month in your business with just reoccurring income from clients. But she actually made $7,500 in her first month. So, a massive opportunity here for some serious quick wins and some serious quick income. This last example is a student named Jennifer. I'm going to be interviewing her tonight. I'm so excited about that. So, I will be posting that very shortly for you guys to be able to see. But she joined our program on August 12th. And on December 12th, which was exactly at her 4 month mark, she told our client success director that she got her fifth client, that this client was paying her $21.97 per month, and that she had almost reached the average of $4,000 per month by 4 months into her business, right? So she was almost right on track for that. But the cleanup job she got from this client who was behind many, many years on their bookkeeping was a whopping $32,000. Totally insane. So even though Jennifer was very close to our expected results of the 4K by 4 months, right? She actually made over $34,000 in her fourth month in business. And that doesn't even count the other income that she had from the other 4 clients that she had gotten in previous months, which is totally incredible. Now, Jennifer's cleanup job is not typically the norm or the average, but we have seen this from time to time over the past 4 years of working with students. Kim and Alicia's cleanup jobs, though, are very common. On average, we see students make anywhere from $1,500 to $10,000 for cleanup jobs. Anything over that is not quite as common, but a very real possibility for you to hit some of those bucket list items, such as buying a new house, traveling, camping, buying an RV, whatever you want to do if you get a client like Jennifer, Kim, or Alicia did. So, another thing I want to touch on is that when these ladies got these potential clients, we help them understand how to conduct the new client discovery call, how to ask all the right questions to get all the information that they needed. And then we were able to help them put together a proper quote and a proposal and show them how to present that to the client so they were able to explain the value so these clients would say yes. And then now that they have these clients, we also help them understand how to efficiently onboard their new clients, how to break down the cleanup jobs into manageable step by step process, help them understand exactly how to do the cleanup work in the accounting software, and how to do the ongoing monthly work so they know how to make a minimum of $100 per hour doing this work. The other cool thing is a lot of times with these cleanup jobs, our students actually make $200 to $250 per hour doing the cleanup jobs because we can do it so efficiently. So it's really awesome. But in addition to all of that, we also show our students how to find clients like this. Our students usually only spend about an hour a day on their marketing, more in the beginning, less as they start to take on their first few clients. But there are three main methods that we teach our students to get clients. All three methods have been proven to get our students from $0 to $100,000 per year in their business within the first 12 months. So sometimes even well before the 12 months. But we give our students the opportunity to choose the methods that work best for them. So you don't have to do all three of these, but if you choose to do them all, you'll just reach your goals a little bit faster. So the first method we teach is organic social media marketing. There's typically no cost associated with this. We help you utilize the platforms you're most familiar with to find and connect with business owners. For example, on Facebook and Facebook groups, on LinkedIn and LinkedIn groups, on Instagram. We show you how to post content that actually gets business owners interested in reaching out to you. The second marketing option we have for our students is joining networking groups. We show you how to find virtual or in-person networking groups where business owners hang out. We help you create a strategy when attending these groups so you know exactly how to make the most use of your time and how to get clients from these groups. We'll show you how you can not only get referrals from the group, but also create referral partnerships. So other members of the group will also be doing marketing for you and will most likely refer their clients to you for bookkeeping as well. Some of these groups are free, but some do have an investment. So, for example, I joined an industry exclusive group that cost me $500 for an annual membership, and I made over $60,000 in my first year of being a member of that group. So, if you do choose an in person group, you'll also need to factor in gas and potentially meals, as a lot of the groups meet over meal times or social hours. But you can also do virtual or hybrid groups as well. This group ended up turning into a second little family for me, which was awesome. I really looked forward to going each week, and I'm still friends with a lot of people that I was in that group with. As a matter of fact, they could even be watching this live. If you are, say hi. Okay. And we also show you how to get clients doing email marketing. So, the first step we help our students with is gathering a mass list of business owners and tax offices and deploying an email campaign. These emails make potential clients interested in wanting more information about your bookkeeping services, and they often respond and want to set up a time to chat. So, for the tax offices, we help our students create a strategic partnership, and it ends up being a win-win for both the tax professional and the bookkeeper, and of course the client. But if you can get in good with 2 to 3 tax offices, they will usually send you clients consistently throughout the year. Even if they offer bookkeeping services, many tax firms get overloaded during tax deadlines, and they need bookkeepers to handle the overflow work. So we help you find these tax offices, but also create a strategic relationship with them as well. So we help you work out all of those details as well as find them. This method can also be done with $0, and you can do it very manually, and it's that's worked really well over the years. But if you want to save yourself some time, you can invest in a couple of different programs that we suggest. They run about $50 per month on a monthly basis, and you can cancel and resubscribe at any time. And we also have a new marketing program we're about to roll out that we created for our students that will cost about 125 to 150 bucks a month that you can also utilize. These are all optional, but will save you time and get you results quicker. So I love to take a pause real quick and answer any questions that you have, anything that I went over, or if you would like me to just dive in and show you exactly how we support our students to achieve these results. So type in the chat if you've got any questions up until this point. Type a yes if you're ready to see how we can support you in our Bookkeeper Academy. A lot of you have our DIY course. A lot of people get confused thinking that that's the academy, but our Bookkeeper Academy is actually our coaching program where we have over 10 team members that help you reach your goals. It's not DIY, it is support. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff you're going to have to do, right? But we support you the entire time. So let's see here. I'm going to dive right in. We run some of our support out of this private members only Facebook group. Most of you currently have access to our free Facebook group as pictured here, which is the Have Your Cake and Eat It Too group. But here in this private Facebook group, we actually provide a lot of support to our students. So we currently have over 200 students in their first year of growing their bookkeeping business. It's really awesome to have a sense of community with others who are on your same journey in business, but also in life. There's going to be a lot of people that have the same things going on as you. But we also have over 40 students that are in their second and third years in our program. You'll be able to collaborate with them as well and learn what worked and what didn't work for them as they've grown their business. And we have over 10 coaches who are all experts in growing a bookkeeping business that you basically have at your disposal. As a company, we treat this Facebook group like a ticketing system. So for every question you post or submit, we answer all of them. And they can be related to any topic you can think of. So some examples are sales, marketing, quoting, QuickBooks Online questions, technical bookkeeping or technical tax questions, workflow, mindset, and more. We answer questions all 7 days a week. If you ask a question between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on any of the 7 days, we currently have a 60 to 90 minute response time. And actually, I was looking at the stats from last week, and most of the questions had a response time of 37 minutes or less, which was awesome. So you're going to get super quick answers if you need anything. And if you ask a question outside of that time, we still answer it. It just gets answered at the beginning of the next shift. So really awesome, really fast help. You guys will be able to streamline the growth of your business so you can reach your goals super fast. And you can use that extra time with your family instead of wasting it on research. The other thing that we do is we have 8 Zoom calls every week. Currently, they are Monday through Thursday at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We do sometimes go over topics, but most often they are general Q&A calls. And what we see from our students a lot is at the beginning, they just hop on and they listen to other people's questions and learn that way. And then as they start to get some traction in their business, they feel more comfortable to participate, comment in the chat, unmute, and ask a question. I have heard from students in the past that they are scared and intimidated to ask questions, but you must do it. You must do it. It's not scary. Everybody is super awesome and supportive in the group. And it's really going to be awesome for you to learn how to step out of your comfort zone in a safe and supported and comfortable environment. No question is stupid. We love all questions. Typically, these calls last anywhere from 60 minutes to up to 2 hours, just depending on the volume of questions and the number of people that have attended. We also have a client success director. She supports our students one-on-one, mostly over email. She'll kind of give you a step-by-step process right from day one through the entire year and helps you hold you accountable to your goals. Everybody's goals are different. So she helps you move forward so you can reach your goals. So she'll be reaching out to you often and will direct you to the quickest and best support option depending on what question you have. Sometimes she's able to answer it. Sometimes she'll streamline the process for you and tell you exactly where you need to go depending on your specific question. So that's really nice to have that accountability as well. We also have coursework that no one else has in our outside of our academy, some bonus trainings and coursework, and we teach you how to create a bookkeeping business making $100 an hour or more. So that's nice to have that extra stuff. Gosh, my speaker notes have been deleted. What the heck? Okay. So typically when you are in the academy, let's say you guys enroll today, here's what an average student will be able to accomplish in the bookkeeper academy. Okay, this is based on typically someone who has a full-time job currently, multiple young kids at home. So if you have more flexibility, more time, less family obligations, your results will be faster. So I'm just want to put that disclaimer on here in case, people watching are wanting to do this quicker. You can do this quicker. This is average, assuming you're working a full-time job plus commute, plus you have kids at home. So typically what we see is when you enroll in our academy, by March 15th, you're going to have everything set up, your back office set up, physically ready for clients. You're going to have learned the basics of bookkeeping, business ownership. You're going to learn how to provide amazing service to these clients. You're going to learn how to communicate intelligently with a potential client, even if you've had no prior bookkeeping experience. And you're going to learn how to conduct a potential client discovery call. So all of that's going to happen between now and March 15th, assuming you have only 1 to 2 hours a day to work on this. Then after that, you're going to be ready to go. We're going to help you decide and develop and launch your marketing plan. And as you're doing that, you're going to come to the Zoom calls, ask questions, get feedback from your marketing as you're looking for your first few clients. So our expectation is by March 31st, you will have enrolled your first client. Now, with it being March and the height of tax season, it's going to possibly be a lot quicker than March 31st. But on average normal month, that's typically what we see for students. So then from there, in month 2, that's where you enroll your first few clients. So April, you'll be having 2, 3, maybe 4 clients. Who knows? Could be 2, could be 5. And this is where we help you with the cleanup job, the process, how to onboard, how to actually learn how to do all of the work in the manner that we teach you so you can make $100 an hour. So even if you already know a little bit about bookkeeping or a little bit about QuickBooks Online, this is really going to be valuable for us to help you streamline, cut out the fluff, give your client exactly what they need. Aya says, are we a certified bookkeeper at the end of this course? So you are going to have a course completion for going through our coursework. We don't currently do any kind of certifications. It's just a piece of paper anyway, but you're going to graduate from this academy with an abundance of money, a huge skill set to be able to constantly be able to reach your family goals. So to me, that's way more important than anything else. When I got my accounting degree and my CPA license, it didn't mean really anything for me. So certifications are nice. You can get your free QuickBooks Pro Advisor certification if you want to have that to put on your website, and that's free, and you can definitely have that, but it won't make a difference as far as your results and the success that you can have. So month 3 through 12 is all about rinsing and repeating. So you're going to get continuing help with onboarding and working with your new clients, onboarding more and more clients, learning how to become an expert bookkeeper, business owner. You're going to get experience as we support you with working with clients from all industries. So then in the future, you can decide if you like a niche, if you want to develop a niche, but we help you explore all the different industries while you're in the academy. So you can really say yes to any client that you want to, with the exception of cannabis. It's a little bit overly complex, but every other industry is really something that, you can try out. So this is going to help you set the foundation for the profitable business that gives you the financial, location, and time freedom that you're looking for. I see somebody ask, do you offer contract templates in the academy, or is it in the basic plan to have a client sign up prior to doing work for them? Yes, in the academy, we have templates for your engagement letter, your proposal templates. We even have a template in the academy for raising your rates. So if you have a couple of clients already and you think you underquoted, we can help you get those rates up. All of those templates are available in our Bookkeeper Academy. Absolutely. Let's see what is next. So does anyone else, that was a great question. Does anyone else have any questions about the support that we offer in the academy? Love to answer these questions. If you have any, drop them in the chat and I will make sure to answer them. Okay, and then I would also love for you guys to put a number, or do you feel like this level of support would be beneficial for you to reach your goals on a scale of 1 to 10? How do you feel about joining the Bookkeeper Academy? So I hope to see 10s, but if it's not a 10, be honest, I'd love to know why. So drop a number in here and let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. If it's not a 10, it means you have questions. So let's see. So while you guys are doing that, while you're dropping that in there, I'm going to go over the investment amount for you. We have a pay in full option. We also have a monthly payment plan option as well. So it's more affordable and easier than ever to get started in the academy. And you're going to make your money back super quick with it being March, with it being tax season. So for our program to pay in full, it's $12,000 for 12 months of support. And again, we take you from zero to $100,000 in your first year in business. Sometimes people make even more than that. So if you do decide to pay in full, or you have the ability to do that, we have some freebies that we can throw in. Or you can do our monthly payment option, which is basically just 12 interest-free payments of $1,000. So how this works is you basically can dive in and get started today. If you make your first payment today, you're going to get full access to everything right away. And then it only usually takes a month or two at most for you to get your first couple of clients. So if you can swing the first payment, maybe the first two payments, your business could likely be able to fund the rest of it. And then, of course, we'll help you continue to build that reoccurring income so that you can quit your job or not have to go back from maternity leave, things like that. So out of pocket, out of your personal funds, it's going to be a very minimal investment. And then you'll utilize your business funds to continue to help you stay supported and get supported. Let's see. Okay, so someone said 7. I'm not sure. I can't see the name there. But we have this question here. I just can't afford to pay $1,000 a month with no option to get my money back if this program doesn't work the way I hope. So that is a great question. So we do offer to allow our students to pause their membership at any time. Obviously, we can't give any refunds, or we wouldn't be able to have a viable business to continue on into the future, because our team is going to pour a ton of resources into you, especially at the beginning and the front months, getting you all acclimated to everything. So what I would challenge you to think is, how can you afford not to do this? You also have to consider the opportunity cost of not taking this leap of faith and not taking this risk. So really, I think the big thing to think about is what happens if you don't do this? What will you do? How will things stay the same? Will you still continue suffering? Will you be missing out on a lot of stuff? Now, there is a possibility that you invest this money and then you don't make it work. because it is going to be up to you to carry out the actual steps of getting this business rolling, right? So there's two questions that you need to ask yourself. Number one, is the Bookkeeper Academy, is Tiffany Higgins' team somebody that you feel like you can really rely on? You believe that with our support, you could have these results. You have to believe in us. Number two, you also have to believe in yourself. Growing a business isn't easy, but it's not like rocket science, right? So there's no reason why you couldn't make this work. If you're willing to put in the effort, you believe in yourself and you believe in us, it's going to work. Okay, that's it. And Ashley commented on here. So Ashley said, she let life get in the way. She was in the academy before and didn't utilize the support. So I would say if you don't think you're going to utilize it, don't get in yet, right? But if you want these results and you trust us, you trust yourself to follow through, then it's time. It's time to do it. But you have to be okay with those two terms, right? So, what do you think you would need, Cassidy, what do you think you need to do to get yourself to that position where you feel comfortable with us and comfortable with yourself to make this work? Because all it takes is following the steps and getting feedback and utilizing the resources that you have with our team. This is foolproof. Like, it's impossible to not have success if you do it. When I interviewed Jen tonight, I will make sure that she talks about that, because when she first joined the academy, she had those thoughts and feelings about that. And she was, not sure if she was going to make it work. And we worked together. We tweaked her plan. We tweaked her mindset. We helped her push forward. And she quit her last day at her corporate job was it last week. I think it was the 24th. So this is totally doable, and you guys all deserve this. You all deserve this. So don't look at this as like too good to be true. It's not. There's hundreds and thousands of people doing this right now. You guys have all been taught and conditioned that you should be getting a job, that you should be working. And so this sounds crazy. It sounds too good to be true. But if you think about it logically from a business standpoint, how could it be? How could other accounting firms and tax firms and big giant firms be in existence and still be able to afford to hire a bunch of people if it didn't work out this way? So we're showing you how to have a firm just like that. But it's yours. It's yours. And you don't have to be an employee. And you also don't have to go to school for 5 and 10 years to figure out how to do this. So sounds too good to be true. I've been burned so bad with other entrepreneur tries. Ooh, I love this. Mary Kay and Tupperware. Those were not anything like this. I really need to try this now while my husband has the benefits for our family. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do it. And I'll tell you guys too why Mary Kay and Tupperware and things like that are different. I did those things too. I actually started selling Mary Kay in college. I loved doing it, but I didn't make shit. I didn't make any money. So it's like, that's how most of those multi-level marketing companies, turn out for people, because why? You have to be really, really good at sales, and you have to be really, really, really good at marketing. Guess what? You don't have to be good at either one of those things to have a thriving bookkeeping business. Now, as you grow your business, you're going to get better over time at having sales conversations, at doing marketing, and that's just going to make you scale your business like crazy. Like with Kaylee, who just went to the Tropical Mastermind with me and made $370,000 last year. She's learned over time how to constantly develop her skills, and she's been able to get really good at those things. But you don't have to be good at sales or marketing to get clients and really make this bookkeeping business work for you. So that's the big difference. The other difference with Mary Kay, Tupperware, Discovery Toys, all those things, I did that one too, is because you have to constantly be pushing a product and convincing people they need it. And you don't have to do that with bookkeeping either. Not only do you not have to convince them they need it, they already know. And a lot of times they seek you out because they know they need it, but it's not a luxury. It's not an option. You have to do bookkeeping if you have a business. You have to. Whether you do it yourself or you hire somebody else, it has to be done. It's not an option. You don't have to wear makeup. I'm not wearing makeup. No one has to buy Mary Kay. You don't have to buy Tupperware when you can go to the dollar store and get, plastic containers, but everyone has to do bookkeeping, right? So that's a big difference too between like the MLMs and stuff like that. Let's see. I just mentioned it because I've already tried other programs and made the investment, but didn't get the guaranteed results. So great. I love that you shared that with me too about you've made investments in other things but didn't get the guaranteed results. And we'd be happy to chat with you on those things and help you compare them. Like, how was that program different than our program? How is it the same? What made that work? Why didn't it work? So that would be something that I think you would want to dig into. You can do it with our team. You can book a call. We'll put that link in here soon. But that's something that maybe you want to talk about to your significant other, talk about with us, to our team, write out the pros and cons, try to figure it out. Because I'll be honest with you, there's people that have gone through our program that didn't get the guaranteed results, but they didn't actually do it. We've offloaded some people that have graduated that didn't even finish the coursework, the basic coursework. And guys, our coursework is very basic because we know, as most of our people are parents, and we're busy and we're working jobs and we're trying to get out of it. We don't want you to watch 1,000 videos. So our coursework is very basic. It's streamlined. It's right to the point. We focus on our helping you on support on the one-off things that come on. So there's not even a ton of coursework to do, but we see people that don't finish it. So maybe you had a situation like that with some other thing that you did. But I guarantee you, whatever other investment that you made in another program, guarantee you they did not have the level of support that we do. I don't know of a single other program that does. So one of the things, if you guys don't know this about me, is my mentors are Grant and Elena Cardone and their business partners, Brandon and Natalie Dawson. And in my coaching calls with them, they are always telling us that we provide too much, that we offer too much for the price that we have our program priced at. So I would almost guarantee that if you invested in something else prior to this and you didn't get the results you were looking for, you probably didn't have the same kind of support that we have. And it would be nice to compare that and get down to the bottom of it. What made it not work? And I'll be transparent with you as well too. I've invested in quite a few different programs over the last 4 or 5 years. A lot. I've spent a lot. I've probably spent like probably close to $1 million on programs, coaches, anything like that to help me streamline, because time is money and I want to save my time so I can spend it with my kids. And if I can learn something from somebody else who's already doing it right, I would pay for that. I will pay for that. So I've spent a lot of money on coaching myself. And there's been some that didn't really work out. They didn't help me. It was miscommunication on what I thought I needed, what they thought I needed, what I thought their program was about, those kinds of things. But it's all a learning process as well. So if you did invest in something and it didn't work out, don't beat yourself up about it. You know what I mean? But don't let it hold you back either from creating the life that you want, right? So just don't be hard on yourself. I see people do that sometimes where they think, oh, well, I didn't make it work, so I'm never going to make anything work. And that's just not true. You can make it work. Let's see. Jackie says, what are some of the reasons someone couldn't make bookkeeping work? Well, typically what I see, if people don't make it work, it's because they have something personal going on. Like, we had a student that paused her subscription in the academy last month because her husband got cancer, right? So sometimes things like that pop up where it makes it impossible to focus on your business. So there are those things. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact of the actual process of growing a bookkeeping business. It's usually some other external outside life factor or force that impedes them from being able to get the progress and the results that they want. Sometimes it's even internal mindset. We have a lot of stuff in our group where we help work on people's mindset, because a lot of us have been taught to be employees. We've been taught to be worker bees. We've been taught to be, follow the path, follow the rules. And when you become a business owner, you set your own. You set your own path, your own schedule, your own rules, and you have to hold firm to that. And a lot of us struggle with those things. So those things could hold people back as well. We have a lot of resources in our academy to help you get past those roadblocks and stuff like that. AS says, can this be done 100% online? I'm an introvert and not good at selling. Yes, it is done 100% online. You can do this completely online. I want to share with you guys something that I love that I've always gotten from Grant. My favorite piece of advice from him: no one was born an introvert. Okay. So, like, we all think of that. Like, I've always called myself an introvert too, because I don't like talking in front of people. I'm getting over it as I've been forced to do this so much over the last 4 years. But I loved his thought process on it, is that people feel that way because they have been beat down by life, by other people around them. When you're a kid, most kids aren't introverts, right? They don't care. They'll interrupt your conversation, they'll do whatever in public, whatever. So if you think about that, it's like, as you grow up and someone's like, why did you do that? Or you feel shame of some sort, that's what makes people feel like an introvert. It's not actually because that's a personality type. And I never thought of it that way until Grant brought that up a few months ago. And I feel like that is so true for 99% of us, that we just feel like introverts because we don't want to be judged, right? And we don't want people to think less of us. So, but this business, if you are struggling with those things and struggling with confidence, this business not only will help you with that extreme amount of confidence. Jen, that I'm going to be interviewing tonight, that was her number one thing that she mentioned in the when we were gathering wins a couple of months ago, is that she couldn't believe the amount of confidence that she's gained. And that affects every area of your life, right? It's not just your business. It affects every area of your life. Makes you a better person, makes you a better friend, makes you a better spouse, makes you a better mom or dad. So it's like, really, it's awesome. But as you're building up to that, as you're kind of breaking out of the introvert feeling and gaining more confidence, this business is really, really great to do, because you can do most of it through Messenger, most of it through email. When you get a new client, you will have to get on a phone or a Zoom call with them to get the initial information from them on what they need and to propose to them the investment. And then after that, everything's done online. They upload their documents to you. They email and text you when they have a question. You email and text them when they have questions. I almost never got on phone calls or Zoom calls with my clients when I had my bookkeeping business. Almost never. Once they were a client, never had to worry about that again. So that's a great question. I loved that question. Let's see. There's a couple more chats. I'd love to start with basic plan, but are there options to add other services we think might need without investing $1,000 a month? I'm not sure exactly what that question is about. So whoever asked that question about there are other options to add other services we need, I'm not sure what that means. So can you re-clarify that question? While I'm motivated to dig into this further, what's the first next step to schedule a call? So if you want to talk to someone on our team, we've got the calendar link that we posted below. You can book a call and we can talk about it with you, specifically with your situation, and answer any personal questions that you have before jumping in. Obviously, we want you to be 100% comfortable, but we also want you to do it. Just do it. The link to enroll is in here right now. So make sure you guys do it. Just get enrolled. We'll get you onboarded. If you guys enroll in the next hour, you will literally have access to everything and be in our group before the end of the workday. So get in there. Let's get going. Let's get you the results that you need. Let's kick off March with a bang. And help you guys have some really awesome wins. But if you do need to chat with us, the calendar link is in there as well, and you can definitely do that. Let's see. I think that was everything that I needed. So, or that I had to share with you guys today. I think that's it. So I think we covered everything. We're always available for more questions. So if you're watching, comment below. We'll go back and answer every question as well. I go live every Tuesday. Would you guys like to see me go live more often? How can I support you guys as you're deciding to jump into this program? Let me know if you guys would need anything else. What else do you need to help make this decision to find out if it's right for you? Cassidy says, is there an option to add some of the things included in the academy without needing to join the academy, like the Facebook support group? So the quoting tool is for our academy students only. We do have coursework like our basic bookkeeping course, which is our main core 4 modules, that you can buy by itself. You get no support, and that is $1,000. So it makes more sense for you to jump in to the academy because you'll get access to that for free if you don't already have access to it when you pay your first $1,000 payment. So you can just do that instead and then have the course and a month of support and build on it. So that would be my suggestion. But you are able to buy the bookkeeping course for $1,000 by itself if that's something that you would want to do. I'd say 9 times out of 10, most of our students that have bought the course either end up doing nothing with it or upgrading into the academy because they just need help and accountability. Thank you so much, Cassidy, for putting your name on there. I really appreciate it. Using this restream service, I really can't see who is asking questions. So thank you. That's very nice of you. Just that level of detail right there makes me think you're going to be great at this. So, okay, well, if you guys think of anything else, type it in the chat. I will answer it. And I will see you back here on Tuesday as well. Book a call with the team, get enrolled, and we'll get you going. All right. Hope you guys all have a fantastic week and stay tuned for information on our tropical mastermind that I'm going to be releasing over the next few weeks and Jen's podcast interview that is also going to be released here soon as well. All right.